To finish up a thought there, to not leave you dangling, because I know that the Crusades get a lot of bad press because, yes, in fact, there were some bad things that were done by certain few crusaders. But the purpose of the Crusades was to take back stolen real estate. Really simple, okay? The Holy Sepulchre, where our Lord Jesus was buried and from where he rose from the dead, all right? The Church of the Ascension. There were churches that had been stolen by the Muslims. There were whole swaths of land, countries that were overrun, and Christians were enslaved under Sharia law. And the Crusades were designed and born and were supposed to retake what was stolen. All right? That's the difference. And by the way, the Battle of Lepanto, 2 battles at Vienna, this is why Islam did not sweep into Europe. The Battle of Tours, France, where the Muslims had made it all the way up through Spain, to the Iberian Peninsula, up into France. That's why Islam was stopped. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Let's talk about the showdown going on with the militant homosexuals and their puppets at the Supreme Court. The Alabama State Supreme Court, led by a hero, by the way, they said that we will not have homosexual marriage. And the Supreme Court, by a 7-2 vote, said, oh, yes, you will. So we're going to see whether or not the good people of Alabama comply. I hope that they don't. I hope they tell the Supreme Court, to the hot place with you. To the hot place with your decision. We're not going to comply. Because it's a godless, unlawful order. All right? St. Augustine said, an unjust law is no law at all. My son said to me the other day, Daddy, if the Cristeros had to fight again in Mexico to defend the church, how many people from around the world would go there to fight with them? If you've never seen the movie For Greater Glory, I urge you to do so. And I told him it would really depend upon who was committing what crimes against Christians. Did they kill one priest, one nun? Well, then nothing's going to happen. But if it was a brutal suppression of Christianity, maybe a few people from various countries would come. And then I said to him and to my sons, I said, what's the worst crime happening in the world today? One of them piped up murder. And I said, what's the worst type of murder that's happening today? And they said the killing of babies. I said, that's correct. Now, how many people, when our Supreme Court said you can go ahead and kill babies, how many people at that time came from around the world to America to physically stop the murder of babies? And they kind of lowered their head and said, none. And I said, that's right. That's right. There's something really weird going on in the world today. There is a horrific loss of a sense of right and wrong and justice. And I'm telling you now, the viewer, the path that we're on, the worst is yet to come. I'm going to tell you in a minute why I do this show and what I hope that it does for you. Please don't go away. I have been a leader in the pro-life movement for 30 years. And sadly, we have not prevailed in our goal to make it a criminal act to kill an unborn baby. There's reasons why we have failed. I wrote this book, A Humble Plea, to Catholic bishops, to evangelical clergy, and to lay people, explaining where we went wrong and what we have to do to prevail. We've made this available as a PDF online for free. I encourage you to go and download your own copy. Why does a nice guy like me keep getting thrown in jail? I have been arrested almost 50 times and spent over a year of my life locked up in various prison facilities. And I wrote a book, many books. In fact, one of them is called, Why Does a Nice Guy Like Me Keep Getting Thrown in Jail? It's a theological work, answering those who say that the church should not be involved in politics or that we should retreat. I encourage you to get it. In fact, get one and give it to your pastor.